Healing often starts with facing your own mess and choosing accountability over avoidance. Sometimes we got to deal with us. Sometimes we got to deal with our own issue. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes a point where we have to acknowledge us and deal with us. When you realize you not always the quote unquote good guy or good girl. You hear me? Like it's a humbling moment and it's also a mirror moment. You know, there's power in self-awareness without the self-hate. Because a lot of times what we'll do is when we do have that wake up and that realization, we end up degrading ourselves, talking down on ourselves, beating ourselves up, and you don't have to do that. You hear me? Like healing isn't just about what other people did to you. Oftentimes, the missing piece that I think we forget so often is that it's also about what you've done to you, what you've done to yourself, the decisions you've made, the choices you've made, the things you didn't say, the things you could have said. You hear me? So, like, again, when you have that mirror moment and you realize that, like, man, like, I'm part of the problem, it's humbling and sometimes it hurts. But you can't heal and grow without acknowledging that. And that's what you have to understand about um healing is that you have to face your own mess. And I'm facing my own mess currently, and I think it's healthy. It can be done in a healthy way. It doesn't have to be this this degrading type of energy and feeling. You hear me? Like accountability is self-respect. Accountability is not shifting blame and pointing blame somewhere else. It's not self-blame. It's simply just self-respect. You hear me? Like when you own your actions and you own your shortcomings, you build integrity and confidence within yourself. You hear me? Like it births emotional maturity. It's not a sign of weakness. It's not a sign of, you know, uh, you being like just this horrible individual. No, like it's a sign of strength. You hear me? Like you have to understand that there's a difference. There's a difference between guilt and growth. And when you decide to hold yourself accountable, that's considered growth. And you shouldn't feel guilty about growing, about maturing, about realizing that, like, hey, look, I've fallen short. I'm part of my problems. I'm part of the reason that some things haven't gone my way in life. Like that's growth and maturity, and you should be proud of yourself for that. You shouldn't, beat yourself up for it. You hear me? Like you also have to stop romanticizing your pain and start to unpack it. Like oftentimes we sit with it and we dwell on it and we become so used to it that victimhood becomes a comfort zone. Feeling sorry for yourself becomes a comfort. That pity party becomes comfortable, and you have to let go of that. You have to stop romanticizing it because at the end of the day, shout out to Carlos Miller, the day got to end. You can't stay in those places forever. Your comfort zone and you romanticizing that stuff is causing more harm than good, and you have to figure out how to get yourself out of that. um Healing requires honesty and not just affirmation. It requires you to literally sit with yourself, and you may have to cry it out. You may have to sit down with a pen and paper and do some self-reflection, and it's just not gonna feel good. It's gonna be uncomfortable. But again, that's part of that growth, and that's part of the whole not romanticizing it. You know what I mean? Like you have to keep that in mind that it's all connected. The growth and maturity, the letting go of that comfort zone of being a victim. You hear me? Like, don't pity me. I don't want nobody to pity me and feel sorry for me and feel bad for me. You hear me? Like, I know, and I've been having this conversation with myself the past couple of years. I know where I could have made different decisions, and and that's not to say that things could have been better or they would have been better, but I know it was certain instances where I made certain decisions that had I not made those decisions, things could have possibly been different. You know what I mean? There's no guarantees in that, but I know the bad decisions and the bad choices that I made that ultimately led to certain things happening. You know what I mean? But don't pity me. And you gotta unpack that. You have to clean up what you broke. And that's only if you can, because some things we can't fix. Maybe relationships that we aren't able to mend because when you're dealing with other people, it's not always as easy as I'm sorry. I realized how horrible of a person I was. You hear me? But you have to clean up what you broke and try to mend things if you can. Apologize, even if they don't accept it, even even if it's been years, make amends and learn from that moving forward. You have to repair trust with other people as well as yourself. Apologize to you. That's the biggest thing. Apologize to you for being not such a good person. Apologize to you for being in survival mode and just trying to make a way. You hear me? Like that's what this message is about. It's about us dealing with our own mess. So you have to repair and build trust within yourself. And again, that's gonna take time. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's not a one-stop shop and it all just magically fixes itself. Like literally. I've been dealing with this now for a couple years. I wouldn't say that I'm at peace with it, but I'm making peace with it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it happened. I can't go back and change it, but I can control and I can um, handle things a little differently moving forward. And that's what you have to understand. Growth is not pretty. It's not comfortable, but it's personal. And only you know what you need. Only you know what you need to do, how you need to do it, the moves you need to make. And when you get those things and you have them in mind, it's going to feel like you're losing parts of yourself because you're so accustomed and so used to things being one way. You're so accustomed and so used to, how things have been for the past 5+ years. So when you start to grow and you start to fix you hear me? Like you literally are losing a part of yourself. You're losing the old version of you. You're losing the old you, your old way of thinking, old habits. All of that has to go. You have to shed old habits, your old identity, and even some defense mechanisms, because you've gotten to a point currently to where it's like you get defensive at yourself for doing what's right. Like you have to understand that accountability is going to be a daily practice. You have to understand that it's not a one-time confession. You have to check you at the door. You have to check you every single day. Every single day. Every day that you wake up, you have to check your ego, your tone, your patterns, how you moving, your way of thinking. Don't get caught up in being perfect. However, make sure you are living accordingly and moving accordingly to how you want to be perceived by yourself. When you look in the mirror every morning, do you want to see the new version of you who's trying, that's growing in dealing with the mess that they create and trying to fix things? Or are you just going to be like, man, look, I'm content. I don't care about nothing, and you just continue to live poorly? You hear me? Like, the old habits got to go. The old identities got to go. The defense mechanisms got to go. You have to check your ego. You have to check your ego at the door. Sometimes you got to put you in your place. It's not up to other people. Sometimes you got to, before it gets to a point to where you get out of hand and things get out of control, even if you're in the midst of a confrontation, you have to pull yourself back and say, that's the old me. The new me don't handle things like that. Maybe you're alone and you going through it, and the old you, that ego, would be like, well, I'm just not gonna deal with it, and just, it is what it is. But the new you was like, nah, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna sit with this and figure it out. I'm not gonna go and binge watch 6 episodes of The Summer I Turned Pretty. You hear me? Like, you deal with your stuff instead of pushing it off and just pretending like it didn't happen and trying to move on without handling it. Nah, you sit with it. You hear me? Like, you have to stay aligned with your new values. You have to stay aligned even when, again, you by yourself and no one's watching, because that's what really matters. This is about you. It's not really about other people. This is about the person watching this video, the person that has to look at themselves every single day in the mirror. You hear me? Like, you have to be mindful of that and understand that you're not a bad person. Like, you are becoming someone and something that you've never been before. So even if in the midst of all of this, in the process of all of this, you get a little down on yourself, don't stay there. Acknowledge it, feel it, and then let it go. Don't allow yourself to dwell in a place that no longer serves you. You don't have to sit in a pool of tears. Don't pity yourself either. Pick yourself up. Shoulders back, chest out, head up. You hear me? Like, the next chapters in your life are going to depend on you literally dealing with you. You have to be completely honest in your transformation when you're dealing with your poor behavior. I would cuss, but I don't really curse. So I don't want to be somebody I'm not. I don't curse. You hear me? And that's just me being honest with myself. So, like, you have to deal with your poo-poo behavior, I'll say. Your poop emoji behavior as the chapters start to turn and unfold. Like, you're becoming a better person. I'm not going to say a better version of you, because the old you is literally just being X'd out. So, like, you have to deal with your mess. And for some of us, it's a lot more than others. For some of us, it's a bigger mess. The mess is huge. Like, truckloads of foolishness, but you can deal with it. You can organize it. You can let a lot of it go. And remember that this is about you. It's not so much about other people. However, if it comes to you apologizing to people, if they don't accept those apologies, if people don't forgive you, that's okay. As long as you know in your heart of hearts that, hey, look, I put forth that effort. I know I was terrible, but they've chosen not to accept, and I'm moving on and I'm moving forward and I'm at peace with it. The goal is about being at peace with yourself. You hear me? So I appreciate you for tuning in to another episode of A Quick Little Word Podcast. It's your boy, Chris Wright. Be sure to check out the description for all of the links. The book, A Quick Little Word, Facients.com, get you some clothing, some merch. And be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and share this with somebody who may need this message. And until next time, peace, love, and happiness.